Joined here with softball today, Cailynn Parsons, Aragon, and head coach Mercedes Bohte. Coach, just kind of go over the last weekend. You know, you had they kind of took over Saturday, so the series got bumped to Sunday, Monday. Kind of talk about the series and the sweep that kind of was capped off with that first game, come from behind win.
Yeah, we changed the series to Sunday, Monday, which was great because we did drive through a little bit of snow just outside of Durango. Got a little nervous there as we were a little bit higher elevation, like, are we going to get any games in? But in Durango, it was fine. Was a little snowy at dinner, but definitely glad we changed the series. The weather was great when we were out there. We haven't played on Fort Lewis's field in a really long time, so it was, in a sense, nice to have our players see that field so that they've now kind of seen everything. It was a good weekend. The first game was definitely a battle. We needed a clutch hit, and we got a clutch home run right when we needed it, when we were down from Maya. And I heard a couple people in the dugout like, oh, thank goodness we have Maya on our team. And we needed a couple people to get on base before. I know Bella was a part of that. I can't remember who else was on base, but it's not just one person. You got to get those other people in front of that big hitter in those timely things. And they just strung together a little bit of rally through that. And they kind of just had that energy for that game one. And then they were just deflated after that. We took advantage. Our bats kind of came alive with that, whether it was a big hit, a single, a walk, all that stuff. Hey, there are lasers in the book, even if it's a little soft one in there, and you beat it out because you're fast. Our pitchers did really well over the weekend. Team ERA was under 2 for the weekend. Defense was pretty good. A couple of little funky plays in there, but I know we had at least 2. I think we had 2 double plays in the weekend, one in a really critical time when we needed it. So it was awesome. So overall, good weekend. A lot closer game one, but I think it really propelled us to do really well the 3 games after that.
And then I got to mention it, Paige Adair, former player of yours, was the head coach for Lewis. Talk about that experience against the second year in a row getting to coach against a former player of yours in a head coaching position now, and kind of what that's like to see her going from Mesa to Fort Lewis now and be able to be on top this time now.
Paige is great. I coached her for 4 years here. She was one of our pitchers. And so my relationship with her, I really got to know her well as a player. We want to see her succeed. She's had a little bit of a stumble this year, but it's part of growing. She's hopefully going to be at Fort Lewis for a long time and grow with it and grow as a coach and learn. And we're there to help her out. And now she talks to Willie, our assistant coach, quite a bit too, with little tips here and there. And it's really easy to communicate with her, making the schedule change easy and simple, just to give her a call. So we hope she succeeds. It's fun to see her out there. But yeah, during the game, she's the enemy. It's different. She's learning, again, hopefully getting better every year. But there's so many different facets to coaching. I think I've gotten better over the years, but me, when I was first starting out, I would have been totally clueless. Just jumping in, right out the bat, head coach year 2 of her coaching. So she's done well. She's going to go through some bumps and bruises, but I know she's going to grow, and we're going to help her grow, in any way we can help her out too.
And then question for you and kind of the whole table. I'm going to steal this question from baseball as well. Beginning of the year, you had a little bit of struggles when you're down in Texas, but since then, you guys have phenomenally just gotten better each and each week. This is their 6th consecutive Series 1. Kind of talk about the growth that this team has shown this year with so much youth and then leadership that's just developed each and every week with so many wins accumulating.
Well, we knew it would happen. We went down to Texas to face really tough teams, to see where we were at early on, and something to reference all year on what those teams were like, knowing that they'd get better too. Team sport, and you get into conference, 4-game series, all those things. We know what our conference has, and a couple teams have surprised us in a good way and a bad way. But yeah, we grow together. We have great leadership, but a bunch of new faces in there that have actually had a lot of starting roles. So sometimes that's, you can have a couple freshmen in, sometimes not all that stuff, but that's just the mixture of a lot of new faces and young ones in there this year. And they've grown, they've done well. And sometimes we just forget that they don't know what to expect. So we do certain scenarios like, okay, now you know, and we're all learning from it. It's not that it's a bad thing, but let's not make that mistake again. And it's just a lot of learning. And I think we prevented from making a lot of mistakes multiple times because it's more of a growing learning process. Hey, how do we execute better the next weekend? Because we got to keep winning. Hey, we stumbled, I think, right out the gates with RMAC, dropping a couple of games we didn't need to. So we have to really keep winning now. And we've done really well. We went in a good stretch in March. I think it helped with the opponents we were facing, but it was a really good time for everybody to grow and get better, and the team just to get on a good roll.
And then both of you, if you want to comment on that, how you've seen the growth from this year and then being on last year's squad with so much success there.
I think we look to our captains, most Allie and Maya. We try to learn from them. Also, I think now we're learning one game at a time, one inning. We're trying to win every inning, and that goes with winning every at-bat. So I think just taking every small wins and putting it to a sweep.
Yeah, just to go off of like what Belle just said, we do take from our leaders and our captains very well. And I think a lot of our upperclassmen are taking that role on, including Belle and Mac and Mars, our other juniors. And our whole team is coming together as like a team. And early on in Texas preseason, like similar to last year's experience, we went up there and like maybe didn't do as well as we wanted to, but it's a really big learning experience for everyone on the field and just to see how everything goes. And yeah.
And then with you, I mean, you played the first game down in Texas, and then you missed an extended period of time because of injury. Kind of how have you adjusted back getting into the lineup and then being able to finally hit so much? I mean, you hit 500 this weekend. How have you adjusted getting back into the everyday role?
Yeah, it was tough being out, but I just think slowly getting back into it, like as I was maybe not like fully cleared, still like hitting some off the tee and like just staying in it with my team the entire time, trying to be at everything I could and just prioritizing, like knowing I needed to do a little bit more than I did before, and then just putting the ball in play.
She hated not being able to practice, and but we're like, hey, you gotta rest so that you can come back. And it was really great to see when she was cleared to practice and be on the field. She was so excited to be out there, and I think that really helped those around her. She's like, this is great. Like, we get to be at a field, we get to play today, and just that extra level of excitement. And then when she gets on the field, man, she's made some like amazing plays at third base, especially last weekend, just kind of flying everywhere, throwing her body, making double plays. So it's that time off, it served her well. And we need her now moving forward with this big push towards the end of the season.
And then Bella, for you kind of become an everyday staple in the lineup as well. You're kind of unique because you're the only slap hitter in this lineup. Kind of how has that role for you become a thing? I mean, are you just always trying to get on base and flip the lineup every time? Is that kind of the role that you've taken upon yourself?
Yeah, hitting 9, I've definitely worked hard to just get on base every single time, whether it's a walk or a little poke through the infield, just to give Maya another chance to bat that inning. It obviously served us well this weekend with me getting on and then Maya hitting that big hit. So every at-bat, whatever I have to do, get on, and that allows the inning to keep going.
And last year you kind of spent your time doing we need some speed on the bases. Let's get Bella in there. And I mean, your speed makes such a difference, and this team has a lot of speed. Mm-hmm. So when you are in the 9th hole, and I know Maya will say, hey, just get on base, because you can make things happen. It's just kind of create havoc once you get on base.
Yeah, just honestly have fun, take opportunities off of their mistakes, pass ball or a little bobble or a slow change-up pitch, just taking advantage of my speed and giving opportunities more for Maya.
Well, and Coach, this whole team kind of takes that attitude of we're going to take extra bases, and sometimes it works out great. I mean, who scores from second base on a pass ball? We do. You do. I mean, Maya does. I mean, she never slows down. And can you just tell how much pressure that puts on defenses?
Well, there's a handful of girls that play at a different speed. Game speed is different than and just timing you from home to first. And Maya has it, Bella has it, Mac has it. I think Ava Stevens, one of our freshmen, has that. It's, man, there's no stopping them. And it's tough when they're committed and they're ready to go 2 bases or try to get a triple, or and they're great at stealing, sliding, whatever it is, to try to find a way to be safe. And just that determination to be safe or score or get an extra base, or, oh, the catcher kind of fumbled it, I'm ready to go. Like, it's awesome to have. And it really, I think, catches some teams off guard, which is helpful. So it's worked out a few times to give us a few extra bases, kind of scoring from second on a pass ball. It's probably not going to happen again, but we did it the one time, and I'm sure we'll talk about it next year.
Yeah, and for this team, I mean, you just kind of, at this point, you just got to kind of keep your head down and just keep winning. And I mean, it's a long grind. There's still 2 or 3 key series coming up, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you just not worry about the standings and all the stuff around you and just go play?
We told him last week, you just got to win. It can be a run roll. Run rolls always feel nice. It can be a 1-0 ball game. It can be, hey, we score on a pass ball home, kind of a unconventional win, whatever it is, we just got to win. And there's going to be, some teams that challenge us in different ways, just based on the game or their field, our field, all that stuff. We just keep winning, good things will happen. You don't necessarily have to win out. We haven't talked about that, but you just got to keep winning. Good things will happen. Different people will be on that day. Different pitchers will be on, different hitters. Sometimes walks are our friends more than a big hit, or bunts. And so it's just be prepared to adjust accordingly to each game, and be optimistic and in it, and we should be good.
Coach, obviously another big weekend for Allie, who's closing in now on the program record for career home runs. Can you just speak to what she's meant to this program and maybe what that moment's going to be like when she does break that record?
What is the record?
62. She's at 58. 58.
Okay. Allie's great. I wish I had 10 Allies. It might be a little crazy, actually, with that many Allies. A lot of smack talking, but no, she's an amazing leader. It's year 5 for her. Her and I communicate very well. I think we're similar personalities, so that's always been just kind of easier from the get-go. She's a great leader as a catcher, helping those pitchers out during the game. And, man, she works hard. She's that person that all odd hours of the day, she's going to find different ways to either get an extra lift in, be in the training room to help her body out, go hit, probably go hit again the next day, maybe hit again the next morning, stay after practice, hit again, and help other people out. Hey, invite other people to the field to get better, remind them, hey, make sure you're doing your homework. So it's all those little things she knows of having a successful team. She's going to help you out. She communicates great with the coaches. To see her succeed on the field, and home runs are such a critical thing for a strong slugging team to go far. I imagine she'll reach that goal. And then, hey, just leave her stamp on the program. I think she's already left it, but it's nice to have another thing with your name on it, just kind of a personal achievement. But hey, let's get that, but let's keep going. And I think that's her thing is, hey, if she doesn't hit any more home runs, I think she'd be a little bummed because it's fun. But I know that's not her goal for the season. The goal is to go further than this team's ever gone.
Now, all of you guys, no question, the quality of team you're playing next week. But have you been looking at almost every series as a playoff series lately, or has it kind of just been a one game at a time, keep the memory fresh?
One game at a time. I think it's series by series, day by day. We have a big one coming up that is, I think, different than the last month that we've been playing. And the fact that we've done well the last month sets up this series to be a little bit bigger. But I think also we're excited for it. We're excited to face another top team. I think we're in a really good, strong place with our team right now. Getting some people back from injuries and all those good things. And I think we're really running on all cylinders. So it's a great time to play Colorado Christian. I don't even know what the question was. So.
I was just going to say, I do agree with what Coach said. Day by day, it's one series at a time. It's one inning at a time. It's one pitch at a time. Our team, going back to Allie, she is that girl that will just, like, she wants to do hitting, fielding, lift, but she also is like that natural born leader that helps us realize, like, we're going to just push and we're going to do whatever we can. Our entire team is going to be needed. And that's something we've been preaching all year, is just like our entire roster will be used, and like fill your role and find your role, whether that's you don't play 4 games straight in a weekend, but you still contribute a lot. And I think that's what we are focused on.
Then also for you guys, fielding, and then I guess, Coach, for you just watching, how nice is it that pitching has just gotten so hot lately, it seems? I mean, Jesslyn's ERA under 2 personally right now, and remember who said it, but team ERA under 2. How nice is it that the pitching has just been so spot on?
Well, it's great. We have 5 pitchers, and sometimes we run out of innings for them to throw. And we've talked to them about that. And, hopefully with some run rules in there, all of a sudden it's a 5 or 6 inning game. Maybe a pitcher could have gotten 2 or 3 innings to finish the game. Oh, that's not there. We wanted to split Jess with another pitcher in game 3 with Soph a little bit more, but then she was throwing a 1-hitter. And it's like, well, we're going to keep you in. Like, I'm not going to say anything, but like, and then she gave a couple hits. And I'm like, all right, perfect time to have Soph come in, kind of close it out. Not that it was threatening the score of the game, but it's great to have a bunch of different pitchers. It's going to come in handy here the next month plus, where we have very different looks, different speeds, different pitching styles, different heights. Our tallest and shortest pitchers or players are on the team as pitchers. So it's great to have the depth.
Also, Coach, I remember we were talking to you preseason about how excited you were to have a lefty. Do you think that excitement's come to fruition?
Yes. We've seen, I think, one other lefty in the conference, and Jess just has a big arsenal of pitches. So it's allowed her to do a lot of these extended innings. And she's really tough. She's shown that from week 1 out there, that she's a gamer. She wants to win, and she's going to do everything she can. So it's been great. The lefties, I'll take another one. Anybody's out there.
All right. Best question of the day. Last question. This question of the week. Last week we talked about superstitions. This week we're going to talk about pet peeves, and kind of what is your biggest pet peeve you have right now, and where'd that come from?
I'm going to say maybe when someone starts to tell you something and then they get sidetracked and then they forget what they were saying. That makes me lose my mind, but I do that.
That's a good one.
Maybe chewing with your mouth open. Not a good look.
We've had that. That's the second time we've had that one.
I was just, my immediate thought was going to other fields and just like really crummy grass and dirt lines. Like they need to edge their field.
Mm-hmm.
Coach G would agree with me entirely. So that's just thinking of games. That's a pet peeve.
That's like what Coach Hank said. He was all around base too. All right. Well, thank you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.